Neil, you manage the Henderson Smaller Companies Investment Trust. What does the trust do and what is its objective?
Henderson Smaller Companies Investment Trust is a listed UK investment trust investing in UK smaller companies' objectives to maximise shareholder returns by investing in that area of the market.
And how do you go about achieving the objective? What's your investment style?
Our investment style is, we call it, we're growth investors. We believe investment activity is about growth, it's about the future. However, we are kind of growth at the right price, growth at a reasonable price, a GARP approach. So we do think valuation is very important to us. If you look at the style of our portfolio, it's very much growth is the key. We go about that essentially by meeting lots of investment companies a year. We say over 400 company meetings a year, meeting company management team, assessing their ability and the future of their business. We look for certain things in companies we invest in. We call them the 4 M's. Those would be model, management, money and momentum. We want the companies to have strong business models, strong economic franchises, a strong management team to assess their strategy, motivation, vision, corporate governance and track record. Thirdly, money. By money we mean balance sheet and cash flow, so strongly structured balance sheets and strong cash flow characteristics. And lastly, momentum. Momentum, we mean earnings momentum, either the ability to over-deliver against market expectations and avoid profit warnings.
Now, income is very much in vogue at the moment. Does income play any part in your strategy?
Very much a total return fund, so income is important. We like the companies we invest in to have cash flow to pay dividends, so income is important. However, being a growth fund, the yield in our portfolio is below the market. For us, it's more about the total return the fund can generate. So if you look at the return you can expect from the trust, to be more capital orientated than income generated.
And are there any limits or restrictions on where you can invest?
We can invest in UK listed companies and we have some controls that we can't invest in FTSE 100 companies, but beyond that it's a reasonably flexible approach. However, the main focus is obviously mid and small cap companies. Our benchmark is a Numis index, which is bottom 10% of the UK market by market cap.
And it has smaller companies in the title. How is the portfolio constructed at the moment?
If you look at the portfolio, around 80% of the portfolio is in mid-cap companies, around 18% in small cap, and the remainder in AIM. Essentially, we have a heavily mid-cap bias portfolio for a couple of reasons. First being is the size of the fund is quite large, and therefore we're driven to sort of larger liquidity that's offered by mid-cap. Additionally, we see more value and opportunity in that area of the market. If you look at the last 5 years or so, mid-caps have materially outperformed small caps, and that's I think because of the quality of companies in that area of the market. Additionally, the style of the portfolio is very much longer term, and therefore we tend to run our winners. Hence the reason we buy companies when they're small and they get larger. Hence the reason why a lot of our portfolio companies now in the mid-cap.
And on that subject, for how long would you typically hold a company? What's the kind of turnover of the portfolio?
Yeah, it's a very long-term approach we have in our portfolio. The average holding period of stocks in the portfolio is over 5 years, and therefore we're looking for the kind of long-term approach and try and find companies that can generally perform well over the longer term. We're not afraid to run our winners. Indeed, over the last year, we've had 6 of our portfolio companies make the FTSE 100. They were obviously started off as smaller companies and grown to that size, and obviously it's a sign of success.
And do you work within a team? Do you work on your own? How does that work?
I work within a kind of UK team. There are 7 members of that UK team. There are 4 in the large cap, and there's 3 of us focused on mid and small companies. Myself, Colin Hughes, and Indriata Van Heen. Myself and Colin have worked together now for the last 11 years. Indri's a recent recruit to the team. She's come from our graduate scheme. So very much collegiate approach. Fundamentally though, I suppose it's my fund and they have ultimate responsibility for its performance, but very much the idea generations from the whole team.
Neil, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike.